was a cool spring day. Students fled the streets, going home for Golden Week, mingling with friends, talking about plans over the short vacation, talk about the festivals that were happening in the area, and brief road trips with family. The Ash Blonde was once accompanied by his lover on his walk home, but the leisurely walk together was cut short. A call from her mother requesting to pick up something from the store on the way home, having her to give an early farewell. Promise of contacting later and sealing it all with a goodbye kiss, thus leaving the young hero alone to himself. Plugging in his earphones, he blocked out the world from any other sound that could bother him, so he could look forward to the rest of the peaceful walk home. That is, until he heard the faint call from his familiar green-haired childhood friend to rip him out of his soulless trance. "Ka-chan, you heading home? What does it look like, nerd? And quit following me. I was having a good time until you showed up. Fuck out of here." "We live in the same direction, Ka-chan." The green-haired boy shied away from the explosive male's bite. "Why don't you go walk with the round face and quit bothering me?" The angry blonde kept his pace in front, but the smaller boy still followed close behind his childhood companion. Uraraka-san already parted ways to her place. Besides, it's been a while since we walked home together. The ash blonde only clicked his tongue in response, grumbling something incoherent under his breath as he kept on walking. But Deku didn't give up. It was his opportunity to finally spark a conversation with his childhood friend and rival, and he wasn't going to miss the chance. The two had come a long way since starting in Mirai, now nearing the end of their third year of high school, inching closer and closer to graduation. Everyone bubbled with anticipation and anxiousness to be finally thrown out into the world of heroes, either starting off as sidekicks or kicking it full blast as pros. During those 3 long years of training, grueling schoolwork, and internships, not only did their quirks and minds get stronger, but also bonds and teamwork. Undeniable that the ash blonde and curly-haired boy had a better relationship from when they were first years. And even along that time, surprisingly, Bakugou even hit it off with someone. No one could believe it, but the angriest, short-fused hothead of the entire hero course started dating one of the cutest girls in the heroes course. Bakugou couldn't believe it himself. He tried to push those foolish feelings away as he saw it as an obstacle getting in the way of his goals, but ultimately accepted them when the thought of you constantly plagued his mind. Finally, by the end of the first year, he confessed and you wholeheartedly reciprocated his feelings, and to this day he stuck with you and you stuck with him. It was unbelievable that you stayed so long. Thought you were crazy, but he was eternally grateful. Grateful that the angel that came down from heaven and blessed him with your presence. You were always there when he needed you most, even when he thought he didn't, and he promised that he would be there for you when you were at your weakest. He swore to himself that he would always protect you and to make sure you never felt an ounce of insecurity. You were his queen, and he was going to make sure you were treated like one. Despite how foul-mouthed he was, and how he struggled putting his feelings into words, it amazed him how you put up with his bullshit and had to fight to snap back at him when he needed a little challenge. You were strong-willed and good at evaluating situations before acting upon them, unlike him, who would jump in disregarding the consequences. He always watched you, and everything you did had him drowning in admiration, more and more every time. He would never admit it, but he was impressed, and he would agree that you would probably become an even better hero than him. The two young heroes reached the area of town where their neighborhood stood, nearing closer to their own homes. Just talk to him. "Hey, Kachan, do you have any plans over the break?" "Not seeing your dumb face, that's for sure." The green-haired boy weakly chuckled. "I guess that's something." There was an awkward silence again, the only noise being the sound of footsteps against the ground and the light rustling of trees blowing in the evening breeze. Are you spending any time with Ellen-san over break?" This time, Bakugou didn't even give a low grumble or even a short answer. No, she'll be having relatives over, so she has to spend time with family most of the time, which fucking sucks. Midoriya smiled, happy he was finally able to spark a conversation, even if it were short. Took a mental note of a good subject to bring up about a conversation with his friend. As long as it's about Ellen, it's okay. I see you and Ellen-san have been dating for a while, huh, Kachan? Yash Blonde grumbled in response. Been 3 years now. Wow, 3 years, that's amazing, Kachan! Yash Blonde whipped his head to the boy, scowl on his face as his eyes narrowed down at him almost challengingly. What, are you doubting me? Think I can't hold a relationship? Huh, nerd? Why are you talking about YN so much anyway? He growled. Midoriya held his hands in front of him in defense. I was just curious. I mean, you have been dating for a while. I wasn't doubting you or anything. You must really love Ellen-san, and she must love you too. I stammered out. The blonde only stared at his friend, searching his face for an answer as if asking a silent question for his query. Shut up, nerd. Quit talking about my damn relationship like you know anything about it. Why don't you worry about you and Roundface instead? His face bloomed in a pink flush. Well, you know, me and Uraraka-san are still taking things slow. We've only been dating since our 2nd year. We're doing pretty well. The ash blonde clicked his tongue. Sounds like you're just a coward to me. You're still on last name basis. Bet you haven't even fucking kissed. Something in his words sparked agitation in the green boy's chest. He wasn't one to back down, unintentionally using this moment to carry on the conversation in a different way. Well, me and Uraraka-san are different from you and Ellen-san. How far have you and Ellen-san gotten then? Blonde's face flushed, mirroring his friend's equally red face. Shut the hell up, you damn nerd. What are you, a pervert or something? Who cares how far me and YN have gone? Light years ahead as far as you've done. That you're too scared to even hold hands with Roundface. The two were glaring bullets at each other, holding a heated, angry gaze as they kept walking down the path of the neighborhood, not paying attention to their surroundings, or even the desperate cry of a girl coming down the hill towards the two. Someone help me! A distant voice called, but the two boys kept on with their bickering, too invested in their fight and too blind to the bike that came impaling down the hill. Watch out! She screamed. The two males whipped their heads just before the impact, the front wheel of her bike breaking off, thus sending her down flying in the air into their direction. It all happened too soon for either one of them to react, and the girl slammed into the two males. And in a split second, the neighborhood was encased in a white light. Two males were blinded, seeing nothing but white nothingness. But when they finally came to, there was no sign of the girl nor the broken bike. Ah, shit. Fucking hell, that hurt. What the fuck was up with that bitch? Bakugou grabbed the back of his head, rubbed at the bump that was starting to form from the hard fall. Ow! Midoriya struggled to get up, his eyes still squeezed shut from the blinding light that had stung their eyes. When he was able to creep them open, he took a look forward, his eyes growing wide with confusion. Fuck you looking so lost for, nerd? The smaller boy's head whipped around frantically. What? Huh? Where did that girl go? Huh? The girl that ran into us on the bike. Where did she go? And what was that light? Ash Blonde got up, brushing off his clothes and turning in the direction of his home. Who cares? What kind of idiot goes down a hill on a broken bike? What a pain in the ass. John, wait! Ryo grabbed the other boy's hand, stopping him in his tracks. Bakugou scowled down at his friend. What the fuck do you want, nerd? Kachan, look! He pointed to a display on a TV of a nearby store, the bottom border reading the date and time. The boys froze, their eyes wide as they read the bright text on the screen. Sachan, where are we?
Boobies.
Plugging in his earphones, he blocked out the world from any other sound that could bother him, so he could the Ash Blonde only clicked his tongue in response, grumbling something incoherent under his breath as he kept on walking. But Deku didn't give up. It was his own shit. The two had come a long way since starting in UA, now nearing the end of their third year of high school, inching closer and closer to graduation. Everyone bubbled with anticipation and anxiousness to be thrown. Shit. I probably shouldn't be eating peanut butter on toast right now in the middle of recording, but whatever. As long as it's about an sounds like you're just a Well, I hope you liked it. I need to get a real mic instead of just using a headset, so bear with me here. I hope it's not too bad. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. This was unexpectedly short for a first chapter, so you're welcome. I don't know. Saves people time, I guess. Oh, and just so you know, probably in the next chapter, instead of saying LN and stuff like that, I don't like saying that. So I'm going to use the Japanese word for last, which is saishu. You're welcome. If you don't like it, then tell me and I'll change it. Just like tell me a word. Otherwise, I'm gonna be completely lost. So, and the first name is gonna be Saisho. So, you know, it's pretty easy to remember. Anyway, bye bye.